What's going on? This is Brian from GaniFit, and today what I wanted to share with you was more of something I've been noticing. This isn't going to be a how-to video, but this is just something I've noticed and a few things I've noticed since I moved here to Florida. And this is something that I want to talk about, and I'm going to call it either quantum or reality shifting or parallel universes, whatever you want to call it. And this is more of since I moved to Florida. I noticed it a little bit in Michigan, but not too much there. Since I moved here, the biggest thing I have noticed, and this is mostly going to be talking about the lockdowns and just the attitude of people here in Southwest Florida, as opposed to Southeast Michigan, where I'm from. So number one being, when I first moved here, I honestly thought that the lockdowns were going to get way worse, and I was kind of expecting it, but I moved to an area that I knew the people didn't really care for what the government says and didn't really listen to the government anyway. We have so many people here that the government says do something, they just ignore it. So it's a pretty good place to be in that aspect, but I was honestly expecting the state of Florida at least, and Naples City, as well as Collier County, to continue extending stuff, and Naples City to make a mask mandate. Naples did. However, within a month of being here, maybe like a month and a week or something of being here, it was somewhere in October when Ron DeSantis lifted all restrictions on businesses, making it so they could all be open at 100% capacity if they chose to. And this was big news, but he also did one other thing. I remember right where I was at my grandparents' house, and I remember my grandma told me at the time, and I thought she was completely joking with me, that Ron DeSantis also made it so cities and counties could not fine people for not wearing a mask. So this was the biggest thing, and I thought it was a complete joke, and then I saw it on the news and heard that he did that 100% lifting of, or 100% capacity and all that stuff. So I was honestly shocked, and it happened literally within a month. And it's almost like when this stuff is happening, it's almost like I was guided here, but then it's like when I got here, stuff just started getting better. And I don't know if it's like there's some kind of special aura here, or just auras. Maybe you have the same thing where you notice that there's just certain things happening that almost seem like they're out of this reality or out of this world, but they just seem to happen when you're around, or maybe just around you in general. And point number two kind of just happens to be the place I live and what I knew moving down here, and how I knew that this was basically going to be a complete shift, a complete 180 from Oakland County, Michigan. And there was some people that think the way people think here, and I think in Oakland County, but not many. There was more of the woke SJW types, and literally you'd be walking down the street, like literally here, if someone walks down the street, I doubt they're gonna move 6 feet away unless they just want to avoid tripping over the tripod here. But in Michigan, you would be walking down the sidewalk and people would literally walk in the road just to be away. And I remember they were actually saying you could call the police and stuff on people for if they're not social distancing or whatever in Michigan. But I remember people would literally just be scared of having any contact, and they would walk literally in the street for their safety to avoid you. Here, that rarely ever happens, and the only people I really ever hear complaining about people not wearing masks are snowbirds. And there's a lot of businesses where the employees will wear masks, but they'll never bug you. Like literally 95% of businesses here will not bug you about wearing a mask. I can literally go in Publix, Walmart. Like Walmart will ask, but they didn't make me. And Aldi, Aldi or Publix, I can't remember which one I already said, but literally it's like you don't even get bugged for it. Now granted, every restriction has been lifted in the state of Florida recently, but even before that, you could, like literally you'd go in Publix and there'd be maybe 5 or 10 other people not wearing a mask either, walking around there. So, it's just a totally different thing. Whereas in Michigan, I remember I was up north in Bad Axe, if you know where that is, and I was at a Meijer there, and literally I was the only person walking around the Meijer without a mask on. and until maybe 30 minutes later, a couple of ladies came in and they weren't wearing a mask either. But it's literally totally different. Like up in the country in Michigan, you would expect everyone to be like here in Naples, but apparently they still follow all this stuff, and it's just so strange. But yeah, just Oakland County in general. I mean, you would see the BLM signs and all the LGBTQ signs and stuff, and here you see a lot of Trump signs and all that type of stuff. So point number 3 that I wanted to share with you is just the general vibe of Florida in general, and even Miami, where it's more locked down than here, or was, and they seem more strict on stuff. You would still see the videos of people partying and just having fun and doing their thing. And the biggest thing here, you actually see people going out to the beach, and on the beach you'll maybe see 1 to 5 people out of 100 or 200 wearing a mask, which kind of funny on the beach when you're literally in the place with the best fresh air and sunshine you could be in, wearing a mask. But you literally see people here on the beach just doing their own thing, getting sunshine, being healthy, getting fresh air. You would see people in the videos going to the massive parties, just having the time of their life, people playing sports. Literally, I live right next to a baseball field where kids are playing a couple nights a week, playing baseball there, just having fun. And there's sometimes hundreds of kids playing there, just doing their thing. And everyone here is, people are coming here having fun rather than locking themselves in their house and making themselves sick. So it's like a totally different thing, because in Michigan right now, I'm not exactly sure of their current mandates, not laws, mandates. But I remember when I was there, the whole time liquor stores were open, weed stores were open, and right now I believe casinos are open at full capacity. I might be wrong on that, but I know they're at least open. But I know gyms are not open at full capacity, and I remember for a while gyms were shut down. People couldn't even go there because that's unsafe. But a casino where people are smoking cigarettes all over the place and harming themselves, eating junk food, gambling their money away, which nothing wrong. However you want to use your money, but literally an unsafe place, or what should be considered an unsafe place, is considered a safe place. Whereas a gym where people are actually getting healthy is considered an unsafe place and has been locked down. So that's just the difference here. And I remember when I first went to the gym here, like last month, I was completely, the first couple times I almost had tears in my eyes, because I was like seeing, oh my God, everyone's normal, and there's literally like 1 or 2 people wearing a mask here or something, and there's the gym's full, but everyone is just doing like normal. And it's just a totally different thing. The difference between here and Michigan, at least even from what I'm told, like I haven't been there, but at least from what I'm told, in Michigan, stuff's still at limited capacity and stuff. And it's just like, I've been here so long where I forgot that stuff was even closed down anywhere. When I first was with my grandparents a couple weeks ago, my dad, and they're like, is this at 100% capacity? Or they said, is it limited capacity? And I froze for a second. I forgot that it was even like that in Michigan. So it's almost like 2 different parallel universes here we're living in. It's almost like being in the Matrix and just seeing how places like Michigan, New York, and like Canada's the worst from what I can tell, but and Australia too, but it's like it's 1,300 miles away, but it's almost like the energy of the people are different, and people almost don't seem to care about freedom, or just do whatever they are told to do. I don't know why, but it's almost like 2 different realities. And it's so weird watching people, even here in Florida. It's usually the snowbirds though, that come down from New York, and they're wearing their gloves, wearing their mask everywhere, wearing their mask when they're driving in the car alone, wearing the mask on the beach. It's usually those types of people. But it's just like, when I see that, I'm almost like, how is this person existing when there's no real pandemic happening? And and it's almost like it makes you want to know what's going on in the person's mind. So I just wanted to end this video by saying thank you for watching and spending your time with me here today. I have a fly attack in my face right now, but thank you for watching. I wish I knew how to explain this better, and maybe along my journey I'll learn more and actually learn how this is happening, where you're seeing people like almost in two different worlds. How, you know, people like me are noticing that's not even, there's no pandemic, there's not really anything going on, nobody's dying, nobody's, like in that first video, the Chinese guy falling in the street, that had me scared. And I was thinking, oh my god, COVID's actually bad because of that. But I never seen anyone fall in the street from COVID, and I've never actually seen that happen. But I've heard so many things about this shot, and you see videos where people get this shot and then 10 minutes later they're falling down or passing out or whatever, having the adverse reactions. But maybe in the future I'll learn how to actually explain how people's minds are different like this, and how it's almost like we have two different worlds here on Earth, where some people are conscious of what's going on and some people are unconscious of what's going on. And maybe it's the energy of where we live. I don't know, maybe Florida has a different frequency, or this part of Florida has a different frequency than places like New York, California, Michigan, Canada. I don't know. Maybe I'll learn that along my journey and I'll actually be able to explain to you how this works. But right now, this is just the stuff that I've been noticing along my journey since I've been here in Florida. So maybe you can connect with this video. Maybe this is stuff you're noticing as well, and you just wanted somebody to kind of connect with on a video here and be like, yeah, you know what, he's speaking what's actually what I'm thinking too. Maybe a lot of people don't actually think like this. So maybe just needed to hear someone else talk about what's going on, and as far as the consciousness goes or the realities go, whatever it is. Thank you for watching. Give this video a thumbs up. Comment your thoughts down below, maybe how you're seeing reality shifts in your life and quantum shifts in your life right now and since the lockdown has started. And if you like this video, if you want to see more videos on fitness, health, vlogs, and self-development stuff, subscribe down below, and I'll see you on the next video.